Senator Ted Cruz joins us now. That is one of the members of the squad, Rashida Tlaib, who was just censured. Senator, welcome back. It's amazing the pushback the president's getting from his own party, his own staff, the State Department that Blinken heads up, as well as there seems to be an Iranian sympathizer at the Pentagon pushing back against the MEK, the dissident group. Senator, your thoughts about this issue?
Well, Brian, good morning. Good to be with you. Look, this issue is a manifestation and a graphic manifestation of the central phenomenon I talk about in my brand new book, UNWOKE, How to Defeat Cultural Marxism in America. This is cultural Marxism that we are seeing. The rabid anti-Semitism, the vicious protests at university campuses where Jewish students are threatened. They're afraid to go to school. Just this week, Jewish students at MIT were prevented from going to class by rabidly anti-Semitic mobs. The Jewish students reported they feared for their lives. And the reason for this, what my book UNWOKE explains, is how the radical left seized control of every major institution in America, from universities to K-12 education to journalism to government to big business to big tech to entertainment to science, all across the board. And in the view of the cultural Marxist, the world is divided between victims and oppressors. And Karl Marx argued for the violent revolution of the victims. For him, the proletariat, it was the working men and women overthrowing the owners of capital. Mm-hmm. Well, today, the cultural Marxists, they look at the Middle East, and they have defined Jews as the oppressors. And they have defined the Palestinians as the victims. And so the cultural Marxists today celebrate the horrific atrocities of Hamas because they are for the violent revolution and overthrow. And it is grotesque, it is twisted, and sadly, it is the heart of today's Democrat Party, as you were just playing in that interview right there. So,
Senator, it's kind of odd for you because you used to debate Democrats like Bill Maher. He can't recognize his party. He said for the first time in his life, he called out Barack Obama. I was insulted. Barack Obama says, well, our hands are all dirty. Excuse me. Don't rope me in with this. My hands are not dirty in this. And neither is most of the people listening right now.
No, that is exactly right. I was actually on Bill Maher's show just on Friday night, was out in L.A., and first time I've done the show, it was a terrific show. Look, Bill is an old school liberal, so he and I disagree on a lot of issues. But he actually believes in free speech. He believes that in reality, and so he has the courage to stand up to this woke nonsense. And you know, when Obama said all of our hands are dirty, what utter and complete garbage. No, Barack Obama sent $100 billion to Iran. Iran is the lead funder for Hamas. Joe Biden has sent $100 billion to Iran. Joe Biden and Barack Obama, in a very real and practical sense, funded the death squads that were murdering civilians, that were raping women and girls, that were slaughtering infants. And so, no, all of our hands are not dirty. Some of us were fighting every step of the way saying, do not give money to lunatics, terrorists who say they want to murder us. If you give them money, they will use that money to murder us. That's exactly what happened, and yet they're trying to just wash all of that away.
Senator, I hear staffs, Republicans and Democrats under 35, White House workers, State Department, they're all on the other side of this issue. Have you found that the next generation, just forget about Republicans and Democrats, have you found that they're just not sympathetic to the Israeli cause?
Look, it is an enormous problem. Harvard recently did polling of Americans 18 to 24. 51% of young people said that Hamas was justified. And this is the consequence of indoctrination. What I explain in the book UNWOKE. Chapter 1 is the universities. I describe the universities as the Wuhan lab of the woke virus. That's where it was created. Right. That's where it's mutated. That's where it's spread. And our kids in K-12 education and universities are being indoctrinated. And I'll tell you also, the last chapter of the book is on China, and I explain how China is intertwined with every one of these. And if you look on TikTok right now, which is controlled by China, TikTok is pushing rabidly pro-Hamas propaganda right now to young people. They're pushing it aggressively because they is a very deliberate strategy. And so this book, Brian, is all about laying out specific concrete steps we can take to fight back, to take the institutions back, because we can take them back.
And the book's doing great. I was one of your first interviews. Senator Ted Cruz, congratulations on UNWOKE. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. Go to Amazon, buy the book.